What's up guys, Cloud Journey here, and I am really excited to bring you this haul video today.
I'm a hustler, baby.
Hustler.
I just want you to know.
Let you know.
It ain't where I've been.
Recently got to go to this right here, Emerald City Comicon down in Seattle, and had a really great trip, got a lot of great stuff. Took a lot of footage with my GoPro camera and things. Had some trouble with the batteries, so I was hoping to get some of my conversations with the creators and things like that, but really awesome time, as I said. Just some incredible conversations with creators. Picked up some great books. Lots of fun conversations with other nerds in line. Get some autographs from people I've really looked up to over the years, really important creators and stuff, as you will see. So I'm just showing this. These are the shoes I picked up. They are the Nike Pegasus shoes. I went in and asked, what is the most comfortable shoe you have? Because I'm going to be standing on for like 3 days straight. So they recommended these. These actually were incredible shoes. I was on my feet all like for hours for 3 days straight, and they did start to get sore. But without them, I know they would have been 10 times worse. So definitely, guys, if you're going to go to one of these long-term cons, it's a marathon. Bring the proper footwear. Okay, so this is, I'm going to start with my autographs here, and then I'm going to show some haul books. I have like 3/4 of a short box full here, so I won't show everything, but I'll try and keep it to the interesting stuff. So this is my copy of the Raphael Micro Series #1, first appearance of Casey Jones, and I got this signed by Kevin Eastman, who was a super cool guy, very chatty and friendly, really willing to talk to everybody who kind of came by. And just, I was really impressed with who he is. Clearly has a huge passion for the Turtles. And I guess he just signed an IDW deal, so he's possibly going to be making some new books and things. As for the Turtles, that Turtles #44 was one of the big hot books at the con this weekend. The guy I was with got a couple of them. I didn't get any. I wasn't really looking for it. Mostly because I knew Donatello wasn't really going to die in the long run, and I think they've already released images showing that he does somewhat survive. But he does, I think, in previous incarnations become a cyborg, so maybe they're going that route. I don't know. Literally, there was a fist fight that broke out because there was a guy who found a seller who had like 20 copies of it. He grabbed the whole stack, took it to the front, and some other guy just wanted one copy of it, and he wouldn't give it up, and he got pretty pissed. And fair enough, like that's kind of a douche mood, I think. If you see a lot of copies like that, all the power to you, grab a few of them. But I think you got to leave some to the other guys. It's no fun if you just kill it for everybody and all you're doing is milking the system and taking advantage of people. So I think the guy who threw the punch maybe was in the right. No one got kicked out or anything. But so Kevin Eastman signed this, also did the little turtle doodle. So really stoked to have that in my collection. Problem with these magazine books is they're so wide, I have nowhere to put them. While I was getting this signed, I was waiting in line with a couple really great dudes, and we chatted away for a long time, so that was super cool. That was the thing. When I was waiting in the lines, we met all these amazing other people, and we're able to have great conversations, and the time just flies by. You talk about whatever. So this is Shelter #1. I already had this signed by Ed Brisson. He's the local guy. Johnny Christmas, one of the artists on the book, was there, so I got him to sign it as well. Pretty stoked to get that. He was a super cool guy as well. Didn't talk to him for as long, but really nice. All these guys, almost all these autographs are free, so that's super cool. All right, this is Invincible #63, and this was signed by Ryan Otley. Ryan Otley was a super cool guy as well. I talked to him for probably about 20 minutes, just about Invincible, about other art, things like that. I was a little worried because I have him on Twitter, and he's not super active, and he doesn't really talk too much. I don't know, I just got the sense that maybe he'd be sort of a little more reserved, but no, he was great and really fun guy to talk to and talk about comics and sort of the history of Invincible and where it may be going. He has been on Invincible since issue #8, so for a very long time. On the last day, I was going to go buy some original art from Ryan Otley because he had Invincible pages there from $80 to $150. I wanted to get something there. I looked through a few and I was interested in them, but wanted to wait till the last day. But he left early, and he told me he was leaving around 12, and I totally forgot. So I took out like $200, paid all this Canadian exchange rate on it, and didn't even get a chance to grab it. So I was pretty disappointed there because I'm a huge Invincible fan, and that's a pretty reasonable price for original art. So disappointed, but hopefully in the future, if I get a chance to go back, I will get some of that. Two really talented creators I was excited to meet were Rick Remender and Matteo Scalera. This con, guys, is just so full of talent, especially like current modern day kicking ass type writers and artists. It's almost surreal having them all in the same place. And like for most of these guys, there's like maybe a 5-10 minute line at the most to see them. Rick Remender was a super cool guy. Talked to him a little bit about Fear Agent, was trying to bug him to make another Tales of the Fear Agent, which was sort of just a little book that's full of mini stories, like 8-page, 10-page Fear Agent stories, some by him, some by other writers and artists and stuff. Little anthology, a lot of fun. So I think he made it clear that he's pretty done with Fear Agent, but said he was interested in doing something like this and he might be working on it. So it'd be great to have some more Fear Agent stories in the future. But he was a super cool guy, friendly, very like gracious and thankful to his fans and everything like that, as well as Matteo Scalera. So really stoked to get their autographs. They look kind of similar. Like I said, all these guys were just so nice. I couldn't believe it. All right, this is the Roach Limit trade. So this guy Moretti was there, who is the writer of this book. I had a really awesome conversation with him about comics in general and where they're at. He was really harping on guys who make comics solely for with the hope of landing a TV deal. So it was pretty funny. But I had the first issue of this, which I really liked. And then my store didn't end up giving me issue 2. And then I got issue 3. And then I just dropped it because these kind of stories, you need to get every issue or you're lost. So I was excited to find this. And I was able to get him to sign it as well. And do a little doodle in there. So that was very cool. And then now I have this trade and I can read it as well. Because this is a cool sci-fi sort of noir mystery type story. So it's kind of about a colony on the Outer Rim. All right, and Charles Soule I talked to for a good 10 or 15 minutes, mostly about Swamp Thing. And he is an incredibly intelligent guy. When we got together, it was just people were sort of in awe at the caliber of conversation we were having. Just, he was so smart, going through sort of a lot of the subtle complexities that are underneath Swamp Thing. So I was really impressed with a lot that I hadn't even noticed in Swamp Thing. And it really got me excited to get out there and find the earlier issues from his run. I started Swamp Thing with him on the second arc. They really all three worked together. Really smart, gracious guy. I sort of started asking about Swamp Thing, and then he sort of stopped halfway through as he was sort of talking a lot. Saying, "Are you really interested in this, or do you want me to stop?" I was like, "No, keep going. I love it." So I really wish my camera was working because it was really awesome, especially talking about that last issue. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend you go out and check it out because he goes pretty surreal with it, but it's really interesting take on Swamp Thing. It's awesome when these really good writers sort of wrap up their story and sort of put a period on the end of it. You can get those together and read them as one whole, and it really is a nice package. And Charles Soule brought like an awesome addition to the Swamp Thing story. So it's sad that book had to end. I'm sure he will be back in not too long, hopefully with a new writer who's excited to pick it up. But sorry, I picked up, this is his letter 44, which I've heard good things about. I like Albuquerque, who does art on there as well. And this is totally the kind of thing I like. It's basically about the president finds out that aliens had been discovered years ago, and it's kind of a big secret. It's sort of that sci-fi CIA type combination. So excited to check this out. All right, and this was the most expensive signature I got. This is Stan Lee's signature over here. It's kind of a thick pen and doesn't look as nice as it could, but that's fine. I'm happy with that. It cost me $70. So if you guys don't know, this book is one I'm just trying to get any major creators or contributors to Amazing Spider-Man to sign. So I got Stan Lee here now. I got Randy Emberlin, and I got Mike McCone. Randy Emberlin created Carnage. Funny enough, all these guys were actually at that con, even though I had got these signatures earlier. And this is the signature of Humberto Ramos. That cost me $5. I was not impressed with Humberto Ramos at all. He was the only one I had any issue with. I've heard other people say good things, so maybe I just caught him at a bad time or whatever, but he basically didn't say a word to me. His handler was talking to me the whole time. It was super awkward, and then I had to give him $5 for the signature. He glanced up for a second, didn't say a word, and gave me the book, and then I walked away and didn't even say thank you. Because it was, I thought it was kind of rude. You know, at one point, because he was talking in Spanish to a guy, and I was like, does he speak English? Because I was kind of so surprised that he would just let me stand there like that awkwardly. So he does speak English, so he was just being a dink to me for whatever reason. So I wasn't super impressed with that. But, you know, you can't argue that he's been a pretty long-term contributor on Amazing Spider-Man, so he's got to be on the book. So that is moving forward. Really excited. And with Stan, you know, I feel like this piece is actually legitimate now. After you get the signature, I didn't realize you get a sticker here that's sort of authentication sticker. I just got him to put in the bag, but I had it in kind of a crappy bag at the time, so when I tried to peel it off to switch it, it's made that you can't really switch it onto another book. It sort of comes apart. That's disappointing, but I just threw on the back just so I knew it was there with that bag, so it's in there.
I'm a hustler, baby.
Hustler.
I just want you to know
Gotta let you know.
it ain't where I've been.
It ain't where I've been.